I said it's
Oh,
an exercise. Sorry.
you good.
I
You
said
good.
it's an exercise that focuses on the balance of the human body and the mind. Like a lot of the poses in yoga are about balancing.
Awesome. Great. Love it. And Chris?
I said that yoga is the practice of poses, stretching, breathing, and meditation used to get in tune with one's own body.
Love it. That's great. Anyone else? Everyone write kind of similar things? Great. Let me just make sure I have everyone accounted for here. Is Austin C here? No. Taylor Davis, Brianna. All right, Tristan. Rasmus is here. Austin P. Christopher's here. Monroe is here. Trey is here. Neva. Right there. Cool. And Malik. Malik here? He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, here.
You are here. Yeah, sorry. Right there. Sorry. There you are. And Harrison. Cool. All right. And can you guys hear me okay with the mask? You can still hear me? Okay, cool. So today we're gonna do a full practice, maybe like 45 minutes to an hour. And Bailey, I saw your email. You just broke your wrist. Okay, so no weight. Oh, I'm so sorry. So no weight bearing on your wrist. That's pretty hard because we do a lot on the wrist in yoga, but just do the best you can, and you can just kind of sit out whatever we're doing, and I'll try to kind of accommodate that. Does anyone have any requests for practice today? Anything you want to work on in your body? Do you want to kind of focus on stretching or moving or balancing? Anything like that? Yeah.
Stretching.
Stretching. Nice. Okay. Malik says stretching too. Yeah. Is that what you guys kind of feeling? Stretching. Cool. Okay. So let's start lying on the back. So come on down. And you can just kind of lie on your mat, let your legs go long, and let your arms come out kind of down by your side. So let your palms face up. And let your eyes close to begin. You can just kind of get any wiggles out, maybe kind of turn your head a little side to side. You can shake out your feet, and wiggle your arms a little. Good, and then let your body really rest here. So let everything kind of relax down. And then really bringing all of your attention and your awareness inside the body here. Just kind of paying attention to what's going on in your body today. When we start to get really sensitive, we notice maybe certain days we're feeling a little achy or sore, maybe energized. Just feeling into your body. And Trey, if you can turn your video on, please. And now start to go inside the body, checking in and feeling what's going on in your emotional world. Sometimes if we have like a challenging conversation, it really kind of stays with us. So just noticing what's going on here and taking time to accept and breathe and feel into whatever is going on. If lying flat on your back isn't comfortable for you, you can also bend your knees and place your feet down on the mat. Active rest might feel a little bit better. And then see if you can really press the backs of the shoulders onto the mat, the low back and mid back. And let a feeling of deep relaxation wash over you. As you land in the space, breathe in and breathe out. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. Inhale. exhale. And now you can even bring your hands onto the belly. Think about letting the belly expand as you breathe in and contract as you breathe out. Deep, full breath in and a deep, full breath out. So imagine your two lungs on the sides of your body and breathe into the bottom lobes of the lungs, the middle, and then the top. And then exhale from the top, middle, and the bottom. Long, deep breath in. And a long, deep breath out. Now see if you can stretch your breath out to my count. So inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And keep going like that. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can get into a rhythm. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now see if you can take this on your own for a count. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And notice as you focus and pay attention to your breath, how you can maybe bring all of your attention into the space, softening down, softening out, focusing here. And now I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice. So rest one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Good. With your eyes closed, here I want you to call in something for your practice. So in yoga, we call it an intention. The Sanskrit word is sankalpa. It means a solemn vow. So it can be a positive statement in the present tense. So maybe if this semester you want to be a straight A student or make honor roll, you can say to yourself, I am a straight A student, or I am on honor roll. Or if you want to really create a healthy lifestyle, you say, I am healthy. Or if you want to reduce the stress and anxiety in your life, you can say, I am calm. And the word can also, you can just have a word, not even an I am statement, like peace or serenity. So getting clear with your intention. Deep breath in and exhale. Nice. Now from here, bring your feet together at the bottom of the mat and stretch your arms up and overhead. Reach your body up and down, top to bottom, stretch. Good. Now bend your knees into your chest and give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. You can rock side to side here. Maybe pull your knees in and release. And then kind of circle. And little circles on your low back, knees hug in, circle around. Good. Now from here, stretch your left leg long and then bend your right knee into your chest. Maybe interlace your fingers kind of below the leg. And then with just that right leg pulling in, you can kind of rock side to side here. Maybe draw in, release. And then lift your upper body up, bring your nose towards your knee, draw in, squeeze. Good, and then lower, stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. Good, point and flex your foot, roll your ankle a little like this. Good, circle that right ankle in the air, nice. And then really flex your foot, so curl your toes back towards your face and notice what it feels like just with that right leg stretching high to the ceiling. Good, and now see if you can kind of walk your hands up, draw your leg in, come into a little bit of a deeper stretch if you want. Good, yeah, maybe walk your hands up, pull your nose towards your knee, nice. Good, and then lower your upper body down, stretch your right leg over to the right. So you can keep the leg straight, or if you're tighter, bend your knee and open it over to the right. And you can press your left hand on top of your left hip to kind of anchor your hip down. So notice if your hips kind of want to sway. So see if you can keep your back pressing down and just stretch your right leg over to the right. Nice. Bring your leg back up to center. Good, and now with a straight leg, cross it over you just a little to feel a stretch down the outside of that leg. So think IT band, flex your foot. Try to keep your low back pressing. Nice. Now bend your knee and let your leg cross all the way over your body for a spinal twist. Good, arms stretch out wide, look to the right. Maybe feel a stretch across your chest and your belly. Breathe here. Notice and feel. Good, now roll back onto the back. Hug your knee into your chest one more time, squeeze. And then stretch your right leg straight and then lower it slow and with control all the way to the bottom of the mat. Good, let your feet kind of flop open, let your arms come down by your sides and close your eyes here and notice maybe the difference between sides. How does that feel? Maybe the right leg feels a little more stretched open. Good. And now bend your left knee into your chest, give it a hug, pull it in, squeeze. Good, and you can kind of rock side to side, squeeze in, let it go, circle. Nice, that's it. And then option to lift your upper body up, maybe bring your nose toward your knee, curl, round, squeeze. Yeah, good. And then lower, stretch your left leg up towards the ceiling. So lower your head down and stretch your left leg up. Good, maybe pull behind your leg, point and flex your left foot. Circle your ankle a little bit, circle. Good, and then circle other direction. Good, now really flex your foot, so curl your toes towards your face and then option to even walk your hands up the leg, maybe go a little bit deeper into your stretch. Good, so hamstrings in your calf. Good, breathe, hold, nice. And then lower your upper body back down. Open your left leg over to the left so you can keep the leg straight, or you can bend your knee and open. If you're tighter, I'd recommend kind of bending your knee and opening it. Good, option to press your right hand on top of your right hip and see if you can kind of press your back down, nice. Really notice that kind of stretching your inner leg there, breathe. Nice, soften. And then slowly come back to center. Stretch your leg straight up towards the ceiling, flex your foot, and then cross your leg over you. Not super far. See if you can kind of move it just till you feel a stretch in the outside of the leg. Yeah, so see if you can keep your back pressing down, flex your foot, breathe. Good, then bring it back up to center, bend your knee, and then cross it over your body and twist. So think spinal twist, arms opening out here, gaze to the left as you drop your knee over to the right. Feel and breathe and notice. And then slowly come back to lie down on the back, knee into your chest, squeeze, maybe rock side to side, and then stretch that left leg up and lower it down to the bottom of the mat, arms down by your sides. And again, feel and notice here, inhale, exhale. Bend your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, a squeeze, rock side to side. And then start to rock a little up and down along your spine, up and down, kind of gain a little momentum. And then rock up to a seated position. So come to a seated pose, cross-legged. Is this really uncomfortable for any of you? Does this feel really tight, or are you okay? Pretty good? Your left hip, yeah. Do you have an injury or is it just sore?
It's just tight.
Yeah, okay. So everyone bring your right shin in front. Good, sitting tall, bring your hands onto your knees, and then see if you can circle around a little bit like this. Try to keep your mask on top of your nose. If you have like the straps, you can kind of adjust it, make it a little tighter. Good, circle. And then switch and circle the other direction. See if you can kind of feel into your spine, your hips. Good. And then come back to sit nice and tall. Squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears and then drop your shoulders straight down. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, drop. One more time, squeeze, lift, hold. Good, now circle your shoulders around, back and down, up, around, back and down, up, around, back and down, and then switch up, forward, down, around. So other direction. Good, and then shake your shoulders out a little bit. Sitting nice and tall, let your chin drop down to your chest. So stretch the back of the neck here. Good, and then lift your gaze, and then lift your chin. See if you can open the front of the throat, kind of look up. Good, and then come back to center, chin to chest. Option to bring your hands to the back of the head and kind of press your hands into your head and press your head back up into your hands. So giving yourself a little assisted stretch there. Good, rise up and then release, head back, look up, kind of stretch the front of the throat, nice. And then come to center, let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder and see if you can stretch the side of the neck. Keep your shoulders dropping down, good. And then back up, left ear towards your left shoulder. Good, keep your shoulders dropping down, seat nice and tall, just feel that stretch down the side of the neck. Good, come back up. Again, right ear towards your right shoulder. Option now to walk your left hand over to the side and see if you can kind of deepen the stretch down the side here. Breathe, good. And then back up and other side, left ear towards your left shoulder. And drawing your chin back, option to walk your right hand to the side. Maybe deepen that stretch on the side of the neck there. Good, and then back up, hands on your knees. Turn your gaze over your right shoulder. So just twist the neck. Maybe try to look behind you. And then center and switch. Look to the left. A little twist for your neck side, good. Back center, twist, look over your right shoulder. Good, center and twist. Good, come center. Now we'll do some half neck rolls. So chin to your chest, roll your head towards your left shoulder. And then let your chin drop down to your chest and over to the left. So imagine you're kind of drawing a line on your chest with your chin. So little half neck rolls. Good, see if you can keep your posture nice and tall. Chest is lifting. Good, and now circle your head all the way around and then back. Nice big circles. Maybe you kind of close your eyes and linger in one place or the other where it might feel really good. Nice. And then switch other direction. Chin to chest, roll to the side. Nice gentle circles, almost like you're giving yourself a little neck massage. Good, and then slowly come back up to seated, sitting tall, and almost imagine your spine a little taller here, a little more space in the neck. Good, bring your hands behind your back, uncross your legs, place your feet down, and then just kind of sway your knees gently side to side. Make sure your mask is on top of your nose. Good, and then option to reverse table, press into the hands and the feet, lift your hips up. Good, and then lower down. Good, bring your left shin in front of your right this time, cross-legged pose, arms come down by your sides. So the most popular style of yoga in this country, at least, is called vinyasa, which is kind of like an athletic movement. And what vinyasa means is to connect the breath and the movement. So we're really gonna try to do that as we breathe. It's gonna match the movements we do. So we'll start here with your fingers down by your sides. So take a breath in and stretch your arms up. And then exhale, arms float down. So see if you can really connect the breath and the movement. Simple but powerful. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, arms float down. Good, one more time. Inhale, arms stretch up. And then exhale, arms float down. Really nice. Now bring your right hand down by your side and stretch your left arm up and over for a side bend. Nice. You can kind of pull your top shoulder back, maybe look up, maybe roll your wrist a little bit. Good, and then rise back up to center, sit tall, and then walk your left hand to the side, reach your right arm up and over, and then stretch down your side body here. See if you can feel both sitting bones and pressing to the mat. Good, and then rise back up. Place your hands on your knees and round your spine back, let your chin kind of drop to your chest. Good, lift up and arch your spine, shift forward. Good, lift up. Arms down by your sides. Inhale, stretch it up. And exhale, twist to the left. Good, breathe in, lift off. And breathe out, twist back. Good, come up to center, arms down, inhale, stretch up. And exhale, twist to the right. Good, breathe in, lift tall. And breathe out, twist back. Good, come back to center. And then hands on your knees, just one more time, circle your spine around a little bit here. Good, kind of warming up your spine, your hips, nice. And then circle in the other direction, moving, feeling, breathing. Good, and then coming back up to sit tall. Just pause for a moment and notice how you feel now as opposed to how you felt when you first began. Notice if your body feels any different, your mind, maybe a little warmer or looser. It's just paying attention. Good, and then from here, we'll come into child's pose. So spin your legs around. Bring your big toes to touch at the back of the mat and the knees wide. Send your hips to your heels. Stretch your arms forward. Let your forehead come to the mat. Good, and then see if you can rock your forehead a little temple to temple. Maybe rock your hips a little side to side. Yeah, and then see here in this child's pose, if you can really feel a stretch along your back and your spine. Maybe you feel it in your hips or even the tops of the feet. And just know that there's no wrong way to do things. We all have kind of different body shapes and ability. So where some person might feel the stretch one place, another person might feel it in another, and neither are wrong. And at any time, if you want to kind of take a break or pause, you can come back to child's pose or lie on your back. Now see if you can bring your hips kind of to hover, stretch your arms forwards, kind of make it active and engaged, come to your fingertips, and then walk your upper body over to the right. Kind of off the mat, see if you can stretch down your left side a little more. Good, then lift your gaze, come to your fingertips, walk it center, and then over to the left. And then stretching down through that right side there, breathe. Good, lift your gaze back on fingertips and to center, child's pose. Good, rise up to all fours, come to tabletop position. So spread your fingers nice and wide, nice big palms. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Then belly, you can maybe just hold that one broken wrist up or just lightly put it down. Good, so cat-cow, tuck your toes, let your belly drop, gaze up. So lift your hips, good. Now point your toes and round your spine, cat, chin in, round, round, round. Yeah, that's it. Good, tuck your toes. Let your shoulders kind of shrug up towards your ears and then draw them down and back. Look forward, look up, hips lift. Yeah, good. Now point your toes and round your spine, cat, chin to chest. Good, one more like that. Inhaling cow, tuck your toes, belly drops, gaze up. Nice, and then point your toes, round your spine, look in. Good, come back to neutral, so flat back position, and just kind of shift your hips a little side to side, back and forth. See if as you do that, you can kind of feel a stretch in the sides of the hips. Good, now bring your knees together and stretch your right leg back behind you. Good, now pull your knee into your chest, round and curl, and then send your leg up and back. And then do that a couple of times, knee in and then back. So warming up the hip a little bit here. And you get into a rhythm, leg goes back, leg pulls in. Good, stretch that leg back. And then step your right foot forward between your hands. Good, bend into your front knee. Good, now stretch your arms up. So think low lunge position, nice. Good, you can kind of circle your wrists a little bit here. Circle, and then really bend into that front knee. Feel a nice stretch, good. And then lower your hands down. Straighten your front leg, shift your hips back, do like a half split. Good, and then bend and shift forward. Good, nice and slow. Again, straighten your front leg, shift your hips back. That's it, bend and shift forward. Good. Now, one more time, shift it back and then see if you can hold it in that half split. So work to straighten your leg. If you're tight, you can kind of come up higher and then maybe hands on your leg fold or hands down. And if this is uncomfortable for your knee, you can always grab another yoga mat and kind of make it a little thicker. Good. And then bend into your front leg once again. Plant your hands and step your right knee back to tabletop position, all fours. Good. Shake your head a little, shake your hips out. Good. And now stretch your left leg back behind you. Good. Then pull your knee into your chest. Stretch it back, pull it in. So a couple times, kind of lengthen, draw in. So warming up that hip a little bit. Good. Good. Send that leg back, hold it. Good. And then step it forward. Good. Bend into your front knee and shift forward. Good. And then press your hands on top of your thigh and come up to a low lunge position. Kind of bend into your front knee. And notice maybe you feel that stretch in the front of the right hip flexor. Good. And then kind of back out of it a little, stretch your arms up. Good. And then see if you can kind of just flick your fingers like this. So big tight fist, big palm, waking up your fingers, your wrists, your forearms. Nice. Good. Reach. And then lower your hands, release that kind of flicking, straighten your front leg, draw your hips back, think like a half split, get a nice stretch there, and then bend into your front knee and shift it forward. Good, shift it back, front leg straightens. Good, shift it forward, front knee bends. And then last time, shift it back and hold that kind of half split position. You can come up and kind of press your hands on top of that front leg, maybe balance. If it's challenging to bring your hands down, maybe turn your toes out in flex and point. Good. And then shift it forward, come down to your hands and step your left knee back to tabletop position. Shift hips side to side. Good. Now reach your right arm up towards the ceiling and circle your right arm down, around, and up, kind of like you're doing a backstroke, opening up your shoulder. Good, and then switch directions, go forward, down, around. Good, now stretch your right arm up, and then weave your right arm underneath your left. See if you can bring your right ear to the floor. This is called thread the needle pose. Nice. So yeah, left hand in front of your face, right arm is stretching to the side, and you can even, if you want an extra challenge, stretch your left leg back, maybe hover it. Yeah, nice one. Good. Little challenge there if you want. Good. And then lower your leg down. Press into the left hand and stretch your right arm back up towards the sky. Give it a little shake, shake, wiggle, wiggle. Good. And then lower back to all fours. Take a cat-cow, arch your spine, lift your gaze. Good, point your toes around your spine, lift in. Good, now stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling. Good, circle your arm around, back and down. So think kind of like the backstroke, big circles. Good, everybody. Good, and then forward, down, around, and back. So yeah, opening up that shoulder. Good, now stretch your left arm straight up and weave it underneath your right. See if you can get your left ear to the floor. Thread the needle pose. Maybe right hand presses in front of your face. Good. Yeah. So kind of feeling a stretch in your mid back there, the thoracic spine. Nice. Good, Harrison. Maybe you play and tuck your right toes. Kind of stretch your right leg back. You can put your toes down or hover it. Nice. And then slowly lower your leg. Press into your hand. Stretch your left arm up. Good, and then put it down, table pose, shake your hips side to side. Good, now look down at your hands and spread your fingers wide. Lift your hands up, press them down a couple times, kind of walk out your hands like you're pressing your hands into cement, into wet cement. Good, now look at your hands and kind of squeeze your fingers towards the heels of your hands. So kind of tone like maybe you'd be palming a basketball, squeeze. Good, and then pressing especially down into that first finger, knuckle, and your thumb. From here, tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Good, nice. Bring your feet wide, kind of hip width apart. Good, take a bend of your knees. Yeah, and then lift your hips higher and press your chest back towards your thighs. Good. And then Monroe, walk your hands a little farther forward. Good. Nice. And then press your chest back towards your thighs. Good. That looks nice, everyone. Good. Now from here, see if you can shift forward into plank position. Top of the push-up. So shoulders over your wrists, heels press back. Good. And then hips lift, down dog. Chest towards your thighs. Again, lift your tiptoes and shift forward to plank. Good. Lift your hips, down dog. Last time, shift forward to plank. Now from here, or with your knees down, modified plank, yogi push-up, chaturanga, elbows squeeze to your sides. Good. Then come all the way to your belly. Good. Stretch your legs back and then stretch your arms back. Exhale, maybe chin rests. And then inhale, lift everything up. So locust pose, think about strengthening through the backside here, reach, lift. Good, then lower. Bring your hands down by your sides, palms down, fingers face forward, point your toes, and then lift up for cobra. Kind of stretch and open your spine. Maybe you hover your hands. So you're using your strong back muscles, good. And then hands lower, maybe drop your chin, pause. And then inhale, lift, cobra pose. Soft bend of your elbows, shoulders draw down. You can look right, look left, shift side to side. Nice, now press up to all fours and circle your hips back to the left and right. And then forward, right and left. So nice big circles with your hips, warming up your spine, your shoulders. Good, and then switch other way, circle left, right, back, right, left. Nice big circles. Good, find tabletop position. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips to down dog. Chest toward your thighs, heels working towards the mat. And then from here, walk your hands back to your feet. Come to the back of the mat in forward fold. Bend your knees, let your upper body hang. So you can kind of sway a little side to side. And then gently bending your knees, round your spine up to stand. Nice and slow, taking your time. When you get to the top, circle your shoulders up, back and around. Good, maybe kind of bend your knees up, back and around. And one more time, up, back and around. And then pause in your mountain pose. Look down at your feet, so feet about hip width distance apart. Good, chest is lifting, shoulders draw down. And imagine there's almost like an imaginary string at the top of the head, kind of lifting you up. So feel a sense of grounding to the feet and lifting through the top of the head. And just close your eyes for a minute here and breathe. Feel into the bottoms of the feet, notice. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, stretch your arms out to the sides and up. Okay, bring your hands together overhead and lower your hands to your heart, pausing here. And then come back to your intention and that deeper meaning for your practice today, how you want to feel, what you want to call in. So where your attention goes, energy flows, right? Like what you think about is what's going to manifest. So really focusing here on how you want to feel, how you want to be kind of right now in this semester. Inhale and exhale. Now press your palms together as you stretch your arms up. Take your right hand to your left wrist and stretch up and over to the right. So side bend. Good. And then back to center. Switch your grip, maybe a little bend of your knees. Lift up and over to the left, stretching your side. Good, back to center. Bend your elbows to think like a goalpost position and see if you can back bend a little. Think chest forward, look up. Good, reach your arms overhead, and then with the bend of your knees, forward fold. Let your hands come to the floor. You can shake it a little side to side, sway. And then lengthen your spine as you look forward, half lift. Good, refold. Stretch your arms out wide as you rise to stand, lift up. And then hands to the heart and mountain pose. Breathe in, breathe out. And we'll just do that one more time. So press your palms, stretch your arms up. Take your right hand to your left wrist, stretch up and over to the right side bend. Good, come to center, a little bend of your knees, switch, left hand, right wrist, up and over to the left. Good, back, center, bend your elbows to goal post position. Think cactus arms, open your chest, back bend. Good, lift up, arms stretch high, and then forward fold. Hands to the floor, bend your knees, sway a little. Maybe bend your right knee, then your left, shake it out. Good, then bring your hands to your shins, look forward, half lift, think flat back position. Good, fold in. And then stretch your arms forward as you rise all the way to stand. And then hands to your heart, mountain pose. Good, let's do a standing quad stretch. If you have trouble with balance, you can always come against the wall. Balance on your left leg and bend your right knee behind you. Grab your heel, stretch your quad. Good, so feeling kind of the front of that leg. See if you can bring your left knee or your right knee forward a little in line with your left knee. And then release that and bend your knee up into your chest. Maybe interlace your fingers below the knee and circle your ankle a little, lift tall. Nice. Good, now see if you can hover your leg, maybe stretch your arms up. Good, and then let that leg kind of swing and see if you can swing your arms a little. Like you're gonna warm up for a run, little swing. Nice. And then come back to mountain pose, shoulders over your hips. Maybe a little bend of your knees, maybe kind of drop your heels a little ground into the feet. Good, inhale. Exhale. Good, balance on your right leg, bend your left knee, bring your heel toward your seat, pull in. Kind of think about bringing your hip forward, maybe your knee forward, and feel a stretch along the front of that leg. Breathe. Good, and then bend your knee into your chest, maybe interlace your fingers below the knee and at the shin, circle your ankle as you lift your chest. Good, other direction. Good, and then see if you can hover your leg, maybe stretch your leg forward, maybe stretch your arms up. Good, and then give that leg a little swing, little swing. Good, kind of let your arms swing, relax, good, shake it out. Good, and now we'll come down onto the mat. So you can kind of come towards the middle of your mat, stretch your arms up, and then forward fold, come down. Lengthen your spine, look forward. And now place your hands down and walk your feet toward the edges of the mat, bend your knees, and come down into a squat malasana. See if you can drop your heels, good. And then maybe elbows come inside the knees, maybe hands to your heart. Make sure your phones are on silent. Does someone want to silence that? Good. And then slowly come down to your bottom. And stretch your legs out in front of you. Give it a shake, wiggle, wiggle. You can point and flex your feet. Good, now with your legs straight out in front of you, shift your seat a little side to side. Good, and then reach your arms out by your sides and lift up. And then forward fold, stretch forward. Try not to drop your toes, nice. Awesome. You guys are not as tight as I feel like some classes I've had. Pretty good. Where are you guys feeling this stretch? Yeah, no strings, yeah. Good. One more breath, kind of fold in. And then stretch your arms up. Bring your hands behind your back, maybe palms down, fingers face towards your hips. Point your toes and lift up for a reverse plank. Nice. And then lower down. Bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees come apart for butterfly pose. And then see if you can kind of shift your hips a little side to side. Bring your hands inside the soles of your feet and give yourself a little massage here. So give yourself a little foot massage, maybe squeezing your toes, kind of palpating, pressing into the arches of the feet, pressing into your heels. Good. And then lifting up nice and tall. Maybe bring your heels in a little bit closer. Maybe hands behind you, drop your knees down and open if you can. Good. And then fold forward, lower down. See if you can even press your elbows onto your calves or your thighs. Maybe let your chin drop into your chest. Good. Breathe, notice and feel. And then slowly rise back up. Sitting tall, shoulders shrug up, back and down. Good, stretch your legs out in front of you again, give them a shake. And then bend your right knee into your chest, plant your foot down, wrap your arm around the leg, and then twist to your left. You're gonna kind of look back behind you to your right. Yeah, so I'm mirroring you, so yeah, good. And then come to center. Good, bring the sole of the foot inside that leg. Shift a little side to side as you sit tall, breathe in. And then forward fold, lower down. Maybe you're reaching towards your toes, chest over your thigh. And you might be kind of high and up. And even in that position, you might be feeling a lot. So just notice and tune in. Good. And see if, as you breathe in, you can get long, and then exhale, maybe fold in a little bit deeper. Let your exhale really bring you a little bit deeper into the stretch. One more. Good, and then rise back up. Shoulder shrug up, back and around. Good, bend your knee in, and then stretch it straight. Give it a little shake, 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 and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good, left leg bends. Place your foot down, bend your knee, and then wrap your arm around your leg and twist to your left. Good, as you breathe in, lift tall, and breathe out, twist, look back. Good, one more. Good, and then spin to face forward. Bring the sole of the foot inside the leg, lifting up. That front leg is kind of straight, toes are flexed back towards your face. Good, forward fold. So you can reach towards your foot, maybe chest over your thighs, nose towards your knee. Come down and stretch, good feeling. And see if you can really pay attention. Notice if one side feels more open than the other. Does that feel true for any of you? Does it feel pretty even? Which side is tighter?
I feel more of that. My left side.
Left side's tighter, interesting. And that's kind of another fun thing about our yoga practice is we really start to get sensitive and learn about our bodies and how things work. One more breath, folding in. Good, slowly roll back up, shoulders shrug up, back and down. Good, now plant both feet down on the mat, knees bent, hands behind you, sway side to side. We'll swish and sway. And then scoot towards the top of the mat with your feet together and your legs together. Stretch your arms forward, slowly roll down, just an inch pause. So think about engaging your core here, and then a little bit lower pause. Nice and slow, lower, lower, until you come all the way onto your back, then hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Good, plant your feet down, bending your knees, and then cross your right foot on top of your left knee. Good, flex your foot, kind of draw your knee away from you, and then bring your legs in, maybe hands behind your left leg, and release your fingers. It's called figure four. You could also grab the front of that left shin and think about really drawing your right knee out and away from you. Good, to feel that stretch in the outer right hip. You guys feeling a stretch here? Good, looks good. Good, breathe in and exhale. Deep breath in, breathe out. And then uncross your legs. Stretch both legs up towards the ceiling, give them a little shake, 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 wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then cross your left ankle on top of the right thigh, flexing your foot, kind of drawing your knee away. Hands behind your right hamstring or along the front of your right shin. And stretch that hip, breathe. Notice, feel. And again, notice if one side feels tighter than the other. As you hold the pose, do you find a little more space, a little more opening? Breathe and soften, nice. And then uncross the legs, stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Good, now bend both knees into your chest, plant your feet down, bend your knees, lift your hips up, and then move your hips over to the right side of the mat, and then hug your knees in, drop your knees over to the left, open your arms out to a T and gaze to the right, spinal twist. So belly twist, feeling kind of a ringing out through your spine, noticing, breathing. Good, and if you want kind of a deeper twist, try to bring your knees closer up towards your left elbow. Yeah, good. This is great to kind of create more space along the spine, the vertebrae. I think some of the main reasons people come to yoga is for if they're experiencing back pain or uncomfortability. So a regular yoga practice can also help keep a long, healthy, flexible spine. So we want flexibility and also balance. And then come to center, knees draw into your chest, give yourself a squeeze, rock side to side. Good, and then bend your knees, plant your feet, lift your hips up and drop your hips over to the left. Hug your knees in and drop your knees over to the right. Arms open out wide to a T, gaze left. So you're gazing in the opposite direction your knees are going. Think low, middle, upper back twist. Let your body kind of soften and relax as you feel an opening. Breathe. And then as you're ready, slowly come back onto the back. Bend your knees into your chest, rock side to side. And then reach up and grab the outsides of the feet for happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana. And if it's hard to grab your feet, you can grab behind your thighs, kind of bend your knees. Good, and then see if you can rock a little here side to side. You can straighten one leg out, bend your other. And then a leg stretch up, arm stretch up, give everything a nice shake, 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 shake it. Good, pause, bend your knees in, and then rock up into a seated position. So come back to that cross-legged pose. And for some of you, it might be comfortable to sit on your heels like this, or between your feet, kind of hips between your heels. So you can decide, those are kind of like the two traditional postures for meditation. And again, if cross-legged is not comfortable for you, you can stretch your legs out. Good, and we're gonna take a few minutes of meditation. So see if you can bring your shoulders back over your hips, long spine. Maybe shoulders shrug up, back and down. Good, and then if it's comfortable, close your eyes or take a soft gaze on the floor. And then go in and notice how you feel. So this yoga class, this whole practice is cultivating a witness, kind of a mindfulness. So mindfulness just meaning paying attention to the present moment on purpose. So mindfully turning your attention in, notice how you feel. Notice if this feels challenging or scary, if the mind is very busy. And see if you can anchor your thoughts to your breathing. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Breath flowing in. Breath flowing out. Inhale and exhale. Relax the jaw and the nose and the face, the forehead. See if you can let yourself get absolutely still. Focus your attention on the breath. Notice if you feel the breath kind of in the nostrils, that kind of warm, cool exhale on the upper lip. Notice and feel if the breath is kind of in your throat or your chest. Notice if you can bring the breath down into the belly or even low into the hips. Noticing and feeling, paying attention here. So there are so many studies that meditation helps to grow the gray matter in our brains. So all the places that are responsible for memory. So learning how to meditate is this incredible skill you can take through your life. Learning to sit with yourself, your emotions, and your feelings, and not kind of move from a reactive place. So when you get angry or sad or any kind of emotion that might be very uncomfortable, jealous, you can pause, take a moment, take a breath, and let yourself settle. Maybe allowing yourself not to get too caught up in judgment. Notice if you feel distracted or bored, keep anchoring yourself back to here and now. Can you lengthen your spine a little bit taller? Good. And then place your hands on the front of your body. So one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. And take a moment to give yourself compassion and love. So just kind of the way you might give your mom or your best friend a really big hug. See if you can kind of give that to yourself here. Giving yourself a lot of credit for where you are right now and all that you've been through. Just kind of saying to yourself, wow, I'm really proud of you. This last year was really hard and you're doing a really good job. And now lower your arms down and come to lie down on your back for resting pose. So if you're on Zoom, maybe you get a blanket to place over your body. You can place a pillow underneath your knees, or it might even feel nice to have a piece of clothing to put over your eyes. Everyone here, the fluorescent lights I know can be kind of intense. So maybe bringing something on top of your eyes. Good, now take a deep breath in. And let a big sigh out of your mouth. Inhale, exhale. And this is the time for rest. So scan your body from the top of the head, down your torso, softening and relaxing everything. Breathe in, exhale. Full breath in, deep breath out, letting your body settle. Breathe in. deep breath in. And a full deep breath out. And notice and feel the effects of the practice here on your body. Notice how the meditation and relaxation has landed. Breathe in and breathe out. And then see if you can really remember this feeling here and now. Let it land in your body so you can hold it and come back to this feeling whenever you might be feeling triggered or angry or upset, connecting to this inner feeling of calm and rest. Start to wiggle through your fingers and your toes, rotate your ankles and wrists, turn your head side to side. And then stretch your arms up and your feet down, lengthen your body from the top to the bottom, stretch up and down, reach. And then bend your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze, rock side to side, maybe forward and back. And then roll onto your right side and pause there. You can make a pillow with your arm, kind of rest your head on your side. Yeah. And then as you're ready, press up to a seated position. Good, so come up to sit, nice and tall. Good, hands come to your heart. And just close your practice here. Feeling and spirit of gratitude. So gratitude to the body, to the breath. And we close the practice with a word that just means I honor you, and you honor me. We honor the earth. Namaste. Good job, everyone. All right, nice work. So that's class for today. I'm going to post a journal prompt on Moodle this afternoon with a short reading, and kind of in like what would be the class time. I want you to read and just write a reflective journal entry. So that'd be kind of the journal for this class. And that's it. I'll see you next Tuesday. There is some mat spray